Hello everyone, welcome and welcome back. It is currently Saturday, July 5th. I hope everyone's July so far has been wonderful. It rained here yesterday, a lot of rain, some thunder, and still we had fireworks going off. My cat was not a happy camper last night, absolutely not. We're gonna go ahead and assign the first paycheck of the month as soon as we go ahead and clear some of these transactions. There have definitely been some large payments, transfers that have taken place within these 5 days of this new month. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at those. And starting with Capital One. So Allstate cleared on the 1st, but it actually was sent out in June. So I'm going to go ahead and change it to June. We had the interest for the check-in, 22 cents. And then I made a payment to the venture card. There's the paycheck and there's the transfer for the car payment, which I haven't done yet. I will do that maybe after this. Oh, no, right. I haven't done it because it hasn't cleared on SunCheck as of yet. So that's what I'm waiting. I'm waiting for it to clear and then I will go ahead and do it. So let's see. Oh, this is clear. Very good. And then we do have a transaction here I need to add. Yes. And this was yesterday. Sister one. And this was for groceries. So because they have been helping me reach the goal that I need to get to in order to get the bonus miles for the venture card, she had saved my card on her grocery account and she inadvertently used it yesterday. So she just sent me the money to offset that, which is fine. I have no problem with that. Okay. And that is actually already cleared. So I'm going to go ahead and reconcile. Perfect. Okay. For SunCheck, I'm gonna approve it, but it hasn't cleared yet, so I'm gonna leave it as is. For the high yield savings, we did get $2.74 of interest, so I'm just gonna leave that there. And then nothing in Freedom, nothing in Sapphire, and then Venture looks like I just went a little bit crazy spending, but I didn't, and I'm gonna explain why. Let's see. So I'm gonna clear these June ones just to make sure everything is good. Okay. And then this was the one payment. T-Mobile, I did have one final bill. Of course I did. I didn't realize that when I was canceling it, it was the start of a new billing cycle and they would charge you for the entire thing, which is fine. I made sure that I had the money for it once I realized. I'm just going to put it in utilities. I don't want to bring up the T-Mobile category again. So just put it in utilities and then I will offset it from there. Of course, I went grocery shopping already. And this right here, so it is confirmed I am going to be going with my brother to New York. He's going there for a specific reason. He has a group of performers, singers that he's going to see 2 nights in a row. And I'm just going there to sightsee. So he got the plane tickets and I said, let me see what I can do for hotels. We are going pretty much right where the Empire State Building is, you know, Times Square, Rockefeller Center. So it's not the cheapest area, of course. And it is New York. Everything is a little bit more expensive in New York from where I'm at. So I was able to get the hotel for $250. And the way I did that was I didn't realize that the venture card gave me a $250 travel credit. I don't know if that's a every year thing that you just get it or if that was just like a introduction thing. I'll have to kind of look and just verify on the account and things like that. But it helped because the hotel that I did look at, that was somewhat, well, it's in the convenient area. It's about 20 minutes from Radio City Music Hall, which is where he is going to be going, and it wasn't $1,000 for 3 nights. It ended up being around 500 and something. And then I had already accumulated about close to $70 in miles, which I applied. And then I realized that I had that 250. So I applied that as well. And it ended up being $245.85. So that really did help because I was not going to be able to put $500 on my credit card and be able to pay it off without having a balance accrue, interest, which is something that I don't want to do with my credit cards. I don't want to get to the point where I pay for something that I just don't have a plan for. And my brother did know about this. I did let him know that I would try and see what I could do. And worst comes to worst, he said he would handle it. And I would just send him the money when I could, right? This is his trip. And I'm just kind of tagging along. So I don't want him to feel like he has to pay for everything. Of course, that would not be fair. Or at least I don't feel that that would be fair. So it was very nice that I was able to at least get the hotel for us and get a pretty decent deal for the area that we're going to be at. So yes, so that's that one. And then this urgent care, I'm going to change it from wellness to my shiny teeth. I am going to be using that fund to cover this because it is a healthcare fund that I have going. And this was, do y'all remember that incident I had that I talked about with the mandolin, with my pinky, with the slicing off a part of my skin? Yeah, that's that. That's what that is. I've been waiting this whole entire time to see how much they would charge me. So at least for right now, that's the biggest charge I've gotten. I did get like an $18 charge a couple of months ago from it. But this is the largest one. The insurance did cover about 2,000 something. So at least I didn't have to pay that much. And at least I did have this in reserve. Okay, so let's see here. We should be good to go now. And for venture, this should be correct here. Let's see. Yes. And then I am going to record a payment because I have already made another payment here. It hasn't fully recorded into the Capital One for some reason. The payments show up faster on the credit card than they do on the checking account. I don't prefer that at all, but it's fine. And this was 438 and 82. Whoops. That's not where I meant to put it. There we go. Okay, so that hasn't cleared yet, so I'm not going to do anything with it at this point in time. There is one transaction from yesterday, and it was food delivery because I don't know, I'm just obsessed with getting food delivery lately, and I can't stop. Now, this was for me and for my brother. We were pretty much celebrating that we got the hotel and tickets and plane tickets done. We could have celebrated without spending money, but we were also hungry, so we went ahead and did that. Okay, so that would be the correct working balance once those two totals clear, which they haven't as of yet. All right, so the Volvo is good as is. I haven't paid the bill this month yet. And the roof, I only owe 517. I know I've said that so many times, but I'm so super excited to get this paid off already. Let's go back to the plan because I think I'm done with everything on this section. Okay, so I do have 4 overspends. So let's go ahead and take a look at those. So groceries, we're just going to go ahead and assign the full amount. And then utilities. Oh, that's the hotel reservation. I'm not sure. Let's see if I can clear that now. If not, I can clear it with the second paycheck because the venture card doesn't get paid until the second half of the month. So Let's see, 59.85. And then we are going to go and assign a little bit additional into utilities here. So we're going to cover that bill and then we'll go back into it in a bit because water is coming out this month. So I do want to assign the 70 that I had in there. We'll come back to that. Okay. So let's see. 200 for the car, and then it's going to be 517. I'm so excited to send that. I think I'm going to send that as soon as I finish here. Okay, 65. Oh, 79. Well, I don't want to keep it to that. So was it $14? So, okay, so I'll just put 5093 to get to that 65. I'm not going to worry about household right now. I don't have anything. And then beauty, I'm not going to put anything in here right now. If anything, I might cut my hair second half of the month. It's grown out anyway, so it's fine. Okay, peaceful rainy days, the savings account, the high yield savings. I did cancel the automatic transfers of $100 that I had because I am going to be changing them. I need to figure out if I'm going to put them at the beginning of the month or in the middle of the month. It'll probably be with the second paycheck from now on because I am going to be doing the car in the first paycheck. So with the roof payments going to 0, everything that I was putting on there is going to get split up between these two categories, the car and the savings. So I don't want to send all of it at the beginning of the month and then kind of leave myself sort of stranded with not enough to cover everything else. So I will have to split them out, and I'll just have to see how that's going to work out before I put in the new automatic transfer. 60 for the first vet insurance. Let's do 30, 50, 10. And then I need another 35 here that I was going to put this month, and that will go ahead and cover the bill for the water. Okay. What do I have? Yeah, so that's fine. It does seem like I have a little bit extra here, so I might be able to cover this right now. So I would need 145.85. And then I'm going to go ahead and put 50 in here. Is that going to... No. Okay. I'm going to put 100. And the reason for this is because I do have a transfer from Capital One that still hasn't cleared, but I'm going to go ahead and add it just so it can be set and I know that that money is out. And this was, I think, the 3rd as well. And this is going to be a transfer to the health savings account. So I did move 500 from that category into the health savings account as a contribution. And that way I know that that 500, which I want for health reasons, is going to stay for health reasons and I won't use it for anything else. So that's kind of like accountability, you know, on my behalf. Just, you can't use a HSA for anything other than health stuff. So that just makes it a little bit easier. Okay. I think that would be it for all of that. One of the other things that I mentioned in the last video was regarding my 401k and the goal that I had set for myself. Now, if we look at my yearly budget, which, ta-da, is changed again. We'll see how long this lasts. The numbers don't really change. I just change the format a lot, and then I copy over the numbers. I only really change these numbers if there's anything significant that's happening, just so I can get a clearer picture of how things would work out. One of my financial goals for my 401k was to put in 3,500 contribution in total for the year. The only way that I'm going to get to this is by bringing up my percentage that I'm contributing. Now, this 3,500 does not include the work match that I get, which is a 4%. So this is just me saying, hey, take this out of my paycheck and contribute it. So currently, up until June, I was doing 6%. And I did update it, so hopefully it comes out correctly for the next paycheck. But I did update it to 9% in total. And leaving it at 9% for the rest of the year will go ahead and get me to 35. I do have plans for next year to bring it down to just the 4% because I want to make sure that I can pay off the car next year. And so putting in just enough to get the match will still get me 8% being contributed, and I'll hopefully have a little bit extra money in my net pay so that I can add a little bit more into the car. I also would like to get to a 3-month savings, which would help if I had a little extra money to put in there. So for right now, with the changes that I've made, I am on track. I decided it's too important for me this year to get to that goal and be able to reach that and have for my contributions at least 3,500. The car is at 3,000, and we're almost halfway there to reaching that. And then the roof, this is going to be grayed out next month once I go ahead and clean out July, because this payment, as soon as I'm done here, I'm going to go ahead and send it. And then of course we have the savings goal of 4,000 for this year, which will net me a month and a little bit extra into that second month. So in terms of what I had in here, I did make a few minor changes because I had set 3,500 for the car, and my goal was 3,000, just a set 3,000. So I think I was being a little bit too ambitious, and I really wasn't letting my finances have room to breathe and to have things occur. Like, for example, this New York trip. This was not planned at all, and I'm looking forward to it. So I did clean out the Volvo from 35 down to 3, which is what I wanted to do. And that did clear out a little bit of money that I could use for other things. I did put some extra for the dental procedures on here. And then I did put in some extra for travel. We do go to New York in August, so a little bit extra just in case we need anything, or if we want to hit a store and buy snacks to take back to the hotel, so we're not dining out every night. So that's kind of what I put in there. And if there's 1 or 2 things that we might want to do that's not too expensive, we might also go ahead and do that. I will say my kind of what I want to do when I get there is sort of just sightsee. Even if we don't get to like do anything in particular, at least going around, we're very close to the Nintendo store. I don't have plans to spend anything except maybe in food, but the Nintendo store is there. So if I was going to spend anywhere, it might be there. So we'll see what I come back with to those $300. The $150 was mainly to try and cover the rest of the hotel, which I did. I already have a carry-on that fits the dimensions for the airline that we're taking. So, and I'm, like I said, I'm not there to go anywhere fancy, so I don't need to pack anything except like comfy clothes that I could walk around in and comfy shoes that I could walk around in. So my tennis shoes, I don't need to, pack a lot of makeup or anything like that. I think at most I would just take some facial cleansers so I don't have to buy one when I get over there in the little travel bottle. So I might get one of those. And maybe a little bit of moisturizer, though I don't have much of it. So I do have to buy some moisturizer. So I might buy it before we head out and then put some into a little container. But other than that, I don't really plan on taking much anything else. Well, clothes, obviously, but in terms of toiletries and stuff, the hotel does provide shampoo, conditioner, body wash, maybe a little travel toothpaste. Or we might buy that over there. Who knows? But yeah, that's kind of the small changes that I made to this. Like I said, I try not to change it too much just so I have like an idea of looking back at what I had planned versus what actually happened in the year. So yes, that's what I have for that. And then going back here, so I do have $12.52 left. And I'm not sure where I'm going to go ahead and put that. Let's see. Everything that does need to be covered is covered, including the hotel payoff, which is good. I can essentially pay this off, but I'm waiting for that last payment to clear before I send another payment. Just so I don't overpay. I would rather not do that. Well, I guess I'll put it on Beautiful and just start putting a little bit aside so I can actually get my hair cut because my hair is very, very fuzzy. It's a little bit shapeless and I can't seem to do anything with it. So hopefully we could get that fixed at some point this month. And the last bit of news is I did reach the total spend on the venture card in order to get the bonus miles that they were offering for the first 3 months of having the card. So I did get the congratulations message and the 70,000 bonus miles. Did it come after I had already paid for the hotel? Yes, but that's okay. I have it for any other vacation that I want to take, which my boyfriend and I have been talking about maybe going somewhere else instead of just going to our respective locations. Maybe we'll go to New York or California or I don't know, Las Vegas. Who knows? We'll just see what the plans are and where that takes us. Will it be this year? Probably not. I don't want to add much more than what I've added. I want to make sure that I'm taking it easy with the extra spending on just like discretionary things, like just taking a little bit of time deciding if I really want to do it, if I don't want to do it. I got ganged up on this New York thing. I made a comment like, I want to go with you. And then my two sisters and my brother started talking amongst themselves while I was sitting there about how to make it work. And nobody asked for my opinion. They just said, go. So I said, I think I can swing it. I think I can swing it a little bit. So that's happening. I'm excited. I've never been to New York. It's going to be Times Square. It's going to probably be very busy and very hectic. It is August. So I don't know. I think it'll be fun. But anyway, that is all I have for this paycheck for this month so far. We will see what the next paycheck brings. We will see if I spend anything else over the top. Hopefully not. Hopefully no more large spendings until that second paycheck when I can truly cover them. But yes, thank you so much everyone for watching and listening, and I hope everyone has a wonderful day.